Good afternoon, everybody. Stephen Jeffers here at Farside Shopping Centre. It's spring already, and what we're going to do today is a lovely cinnamon roll. These are these lovely yeasted buns that actually become really popular all of a sudden. It used to be people really wanting donuts, but these cinnamon buns kind of taken over a bit. So I'm going to show you how to make them, and they're very, very simple. And it's just understand how to use yeast, pretty much. So the recipe goes as follows, and we'll have it up on our website for you. It's 400 grams of strong bread flour, okay? In that we have 1/4 teaspoon of corn flour. Corn flour makes it a little shorter, which makes it lighter, to be honest with you. And then we have a little bit of sea salt in there. I've actually got about 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt in there, okay? So they're mixed first, okay? And then what we have here is we've got dry yeast. I'm using 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. That'll go in there, okay? And then we've got some caster sugar here, 75 grams of caster sugar. And if you can just see what I've done there, I've got the yeast and the caster sugar separate for the moment. I'll get on to that in a wee second. You also need an egg yolk into that mix too, okay? So, egg yolk into there. So far so good. The thing to understand when you're working with yeast is that basically you have to always keep your salt, your sugar, your yeast separate from each other, especially the salt, because what the salt does, it kills the yeast. So when you're weighing it out, be careful. In here, I have 200 milliliters of milk and 70 grams of butter on a very low temperature, okay? So what's going to happen now is once that's melted, we can't go over 37 degrees here, or lukewarm is the word. If you go over 37 degrees, you'll kill the yeast. So you have to really look after this yeast. So got that there, mixed up. It's going to go into our stand mixer. Like so. A nice glass bowl here, so you'll be able to see everything mixing up. Going to give this a bit of a mix here. The butter will not completely melt, but don't worry, because what will happen in here, the more we work this in here, that butter will look after itself. What we definitely don't want to do is heat that milk up over 37 degrees. If it goes over 37 degrees, we're in trouble, okay? So, mix it on now, low speed with a dough hook. Can you do this by hand? Of course you can, but it takes a lot longer. Can you add some flavours like vanilla into that? Yes, but we're going to add vanilla later on into our cinnamon frosting. You can also add cinnamon there if you wanted to, but no need. So in goes our butter and our milk. Remember the egg yolks in there too, everybody. We're just going to have a good look here to see how it's come together. So basically what we have now is this starting to come together, as you can see there. And we have to let this run here for 7 minutes like this. So this is, we're not going to make you wait 7 minutes online here and watch us, but we're going to run it for 7 minutes. And at the end of 7 minutes, I'll pull this out, give it a little bit of a knead. I'll put it back into this bowl. I'm very fortunate because I have an oven here, which actually has a proving setting on it. And I'm going to prove this for half an hour in that oven at 40 degrees. With a bit of steam. At home, all you have to do if you don't have a proving drawer is leave it out in the hot area for 1 hour and it'll double in size. After that, what we're going to do is roll it out. We're going to fill it with our cinnamon and butter and sugar, and then we're going to cut them into swirls again. And after that, we're going to let it prove again in this drawer for another 10 minutes. So, bit of a process, but it's worth it. Bit of a knead by hand. Not too much flour on our board. Ben's like a drummer in the band, he's got one. So, in the ball. So let me check on it. There it bounces back. Happy enough, bouncing back. And there it goes. What we're going to do now is we're going to get our spray, which is here. Cling film spray. Spray the dough so it doesn't stick to the cling film when it rises up. And we're going to set that on there like that. Take the cling film off. We're going to put it in an improvement drawer for 30 minutes. So that's this doubled in size. As you see, we've had it in there for half an hour. As if by magic, that has doubled in size. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flatten this and we're going to roll in our cinnamon sugar. So as we're doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this to the side for a minute. It's going to be covered. And then we're going to make our cinnamon sugar, which is just pretty much room temperature butter. Beaten like that. We're going to add a bit of sugar at a time to it. Working away. You can do this over a low heat on your stove if you want, but not necessary if your butter's at the right temperature. So again. See quite a bit of sugar in that. Now the next part really is adding your cinnamon, and you can make these as cinnamony as you want. It's up to you how much cinnamon you like in it. I'm going to put 2 heaped tablespoons of mine. That's in your recipe too, by the way. And then we're going to mix that together, and that's our cinnamon sugar ready to go inside your lovely buns. Now, just because I like them, we're going to put pecan nuts through this too. So I'm going to chop up some pecan nuts here. You see, I haven't really chopped them up too much. I want them quite rustic. Here I have a tray, greaseproof paper in it, and I'll put a wee bit of oil in it too, just to stop it from sticking. I have this great stuff here, as you see me using this earlier on, this bakery spray. So you can spray it inside there, just to be sure that everything's not going to stick. We'll get a bit of flour, like so. I'm going to turn out the dough, like that. And with a rolling pin, we're going to roll this out, like so. I always say when I'm teaching this class that the dough should be the length of a rolling pin. It should be kind of like that. If you see a wee bit off there, yep. Kind of there now, nearly. Perfect. That's just now. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to lay this in here. This is really class sugar goes inside this here. So, in that goes. Picking nuts over the top. As you say, Ben, it's not pretty, but it's delicious. Here's with pinch here, exactly how you do bread. Pinch here. With your knife. Always go for the middle first. Don't know why, that's how I do it, but it works. Cut them out that size. And then when we're going to lay them on the tray here, kind of grab them like that. So you can see what I'm doing. 2 fingers there, pinch. Just making sure again it's, and I always lean that along the side of the tray, so it kind of gives you an extra bit of. And it's important you make shapes with your tongue. It's like a guitar player taking a solo. So, 9 buns out of that. And what we're going to do now is it's going to go back in the proving drawer for 10 to 12 minutes, and you'll see when we come out we're going to lace it with some lovely icing sugar, like a kind of icing with vanilla through it, and that'll be us. So we'll have to bake them yet. So as you can see, it is one of those recipes that you will have to put a couple of hours aside, maybe on a Saturday if you're off work, to do it, because there's a bit of hassle to go through, but it's actually worth every minute of it. So we'll spray the buns. Again, that just stops them from sticking. Hello. And then cut that like so. Over that goes like that. And we're going to put that in the oven now for 15 minutes. So as you see, I'm going to reset my oven now. It says here I have to bake this 180 degrees. So reset the oven. 180 degrees for 30 minutes. And that's the second proof, we call that. So if you look in there, you've got your lovely swirls. They've risen up. You can really see the rise in those already, can't you? Have this one down a wee bit. You tell me about. And now we're going to bake these at 180 degrees for 30 minutes. And when they come out then, basically what will happen is we'll should have lovely big buns. Okay, there they go, straight out of the oven, 30 minutes. So what I have here is icing sugar, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cream cheese and vanilla. And this is the yummy stuff that goes over the top. Of course it's slimming free and all that, yeah. Not at all. And then we'll put that over the top like so. And then you will leave them for about 5-10 minutes before you take them out of the tray, because or else you'll burn yourself. Well, I'm going to take them out now to let you see. So there's your cinnamon buns. Apparently originally a Dutch invention and over to America, and now famous everywhere. So perfect cinnamon buns. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the video.